Good evening, and welcome to Amor Nights, where love meets the night. Tonight's story is a gentle, romantic sleep story about quiet voices, midnight calls, and a love that arrived softly, one night at a time. So get comfortable, slow your breathing, and let the night listen with you. The first call came at exactly 12 a.m. Maya Thompson stared at her phone as it vibrated softly on the bedside table. The room was dark, except for the glow of the city lights outside her apartment window in Seattle. Unknown number. She almost ignored it. Almost. But something about the stillness of the night made her curious. She answered. "Hello?" There was a pause, then a calm, gentle voice. "I'm sorry, I think I dialed the wrong number." Maya smiled faintly. "It happens." "I hope I didn't wake you," the voice said. "No," she replied softly. "I wasn't sleeping." Neither was he. His name was Daniel. He lived in Portland, just a few hours away. He worked nights, struggled with insomnia, and had accidentally saved her number wrong after calling a client. They should have hung up, but they didn't. Instead, they talked about nothing important, about the sound of rain, about how the night felt quieter when someone else was awake too. After a while, Daniel said, "I should let you sleep." "Okay," Maya replied, surprised to feel disappointed. The call ended. The room felt quiet again, but not lonely. The next night at 12 a.m., her phone rang. Unknown number. Maya smiled before answering. "Hello?" "I promised this time I meant to call," Daniel said, his voice warm with a quiet smile. From that night on, the calls became a routine. Every midnight. No pressure, no expectations, just two strangers sharing the quiet hours. They spoke slowly, carefully, like people who didn't want to disturb the peace. Daniel told her about his childhood home near the coast. Maya spoke about her love for late-night walks and soft music. Some nights, one of them would fall silent. "You still there?" the other would whisper. "Yeah," came the gentle reply. "I'm just listening." Sometimes Maya would fall asleep with the phone resting beside her pillow, Daniel's voice fading into dreams. "I'll stay on," he'd say softly. "You can sleep." And she did. Weeks passed. The calls never missed a night. Maya didn't know what Daniel looked like. She didn't ask. This wasn't about appearances. It was about presence. One night, Maya's voice trembled. "I had a rough day," she admitted. Daniel didn't rush to fix it. He didn't offer advice. He just said, "I'm here." Her eyes filled with tears, not sadness, but relief. Daniel had his own nights too, nights when his voice grew quiet. "Nights are hard," he confessed once. "For me too," Maya replied. Silence followed, but it was shared, and that made all the difference. One evening, rain tapped gently against Maya's window. "Have you ever wondered," Daniel asked, "why we found each other?" Maya smiled softly.
I think the night knew we needed someone. Daniel laughed quietly. I like that. There was a pause. Maya, he said. Yes? I don't want to be just a voice forever. Her heart skipped. Me neither. They decided to meet. Not right away. They took their time. When they finally chose a day, it felt natural, like something that had already happened in another life. They met halfway in a quiet cafe just outside Tacoma, wrapped in soft sweaters and nervous smiles. When Maya walked in, Daniel stood. Their eyes met, and the silence they shared was the same one they'd known every night. Comfortable, warm, safe. Hi, he said. Hi, she replied. No rush. They walked afterward, rain misting the air, shoulders brushing. You sound exactly like you, Maya said. Daniel smiled. So do you. That night they didn't call. They sat together instead, watching the city lights reflect on the water. But at midnight, Daniel whispered, It's time. For what? Maya asked. Our call, he said softly. She laughed, resting her head on his shoulder. Years later, they still honored midnight, sometimes with a phone call, sometimes with silence, sometimes with hands intertwined in the dark, but always together. Because love didn't arrive loudly for them, it arrived gently at midnight. The nights felt different after they met. Not quieter, not louder, just fuller. Maya lay in bed, the soft glow of Seattle skyline brushing the walls, her phone resting face down beside her pillow. She wasn't waiting for it to ring anymore, because Daniel was no longer just a voice. He was real. They didn't meet every day. They didn't rush. Some nights they still called at midnight, even though they had spent the evening together. It felt like a ritual neither wanted to break. I like knowing you're there, Maya said one night. Daniel smiled through the phone. I like being there. Weeks passed gently. Daniel would sometimes drive up to Seattle after work. They'd sit quietly by the water, sharing coffee, watching reflections dance across the surface. Other nights, distance returned, and oddly, it didn't scare them, because connection wasn't measured in miles anymore. It was measured in presence. One night, Daniel's voice sounded different, slower, heavier. Maya, he said quietly, can I tell you something? She turned onto her side, pulling the blanket closer. I'm listening. There was a reason I couldn't sleep, he admitted. Before you. Maya didn't interrupt. I lost someone, he continued, a long time ago, and nights became loud. Her heart softened. That's when you called me, she whispered. Yes, he said, and suddenly the night felt kind again. Maya swallowed. I didn't sleep well either, she confessed. Not after my divorce. The word hung in the air, honest and unafraid. I forgot what it felt like to be chosen, she said, to be heard without explaining. Daniel's voice grew warm. You don't have to explain with me. Tears slipped quietly down Maya's cheeks. Not from pain, but relief. At midnight, Daniel began reading to her. Short poems, soft stories, sometimes just describing the ocean near his childhood home. Maya would close her eyes, breathing slowing, heart steady. "If you fall asleep," he whispered one night, "I'll stay." And she did. The first night she woke at 3 a.m., the call was still connected. "Daniel?" she murmured. "I'm here," he replied instantly. She smiled into the darkness. "Go to sleep." "Only if you do," he said. They laughed quietly, two hearts careful not to wake the world. One evening, Maya asked, "What are we?" Daniel didn't rush. "We're two people who found peace together," he said. "And I don't want to lose that by naming it too quickly." Maya nodded. "I like us like this," she said. "Slow." "Me too." On a rainy night, Maya drove to Portland. No plans, no expectations. Daniel opened the door, surprise lighting his eyes. "I just wanted to hear your voice without a phone," she said. He smiled. "Come in." They didn't talk much that night. They didn't need to. They slept side by side, not touching, but close enough to feel each other breathe. At midnight, Maya whispered, "Do you hear it?" "The quiet?" Daniel replied. "No," she said. "The peace." Morning came softly. Sunlight found them still there, unrushed, unafraid. Daniel reached for Maya's hand. "I don't want to go back to lonely nights," he said. Maya squeezed his fingers. "Then don't." And for the first time in a long while, the night felt like something to look forward to. The night didn't feel empty anymore. It felt familiar. Maya lay beside Daniel, listening to the steady rhythm of his breathing. The rain outside Portland tapped lightly against the window, like it always did. Midnight came. Neither of them reached for their phones. Instead, Daniel turned toward her. "Do you miss the calls?" he asked softly. Maya smiled in the dark. "No," she whispered. "I feel like I finally answered." Life didn't suddenly become perfect. They still had separate homes, separate routines, separate fears, but they stopped carrying those fears alone. Some nights, Maya stayed in Seattle. Some nights, Daniel stayed in Portland. And on those nights, at exactly 12 a.m., the phone still rang. Not because they needed it, but because they honored where their love began. One night, Maya's voice trembled again. "I'm scared," she admitted. Daniel listened. "Of what?" he asked gently. "Of losing this," she said. "When something feels this quiet, I'm afraid it won't last." Daniel reached for her hand, even though miles separated them. "Quiet doesn't mean fragile," he said. "Sometimes it means strong." She closed her eyes and believed him. Months passed. Seasons changed. Their midnight calls became shorter, but warmer. Sometimes just a whispered goodnight. Sometimes silence, shared across the line. One night, Daniel spoke with certainty. Maya, he said, I don't want to live halfway anymore. Her heart paused. I want to come home to you, he continued. Every night, tears filled her eyes. Then come, she said softly. Daniel moved to Seattle in the spring. They chose a small apartment, nothing fancy, just enough space for morning coffee, soft blankets, and quiet nights.
The first night together in their new home, they lay awake, listening to the city breathe. Maya checked the clock. 11:59 p.m. She smiled. Should we call? She teased. Daniel laughed quietly. I think we're already connected. At midnight, they held hands. No phone, no distance, just two hearts awake together. Years later, midnight still mattered. Sometimes it meant reading together. Sometimes it meant silence. Sometimes it meant falling asleep before the clock even changed. But every night, they chose each other. Not loudly, not dramatically, just gently, just enough. Maya rested her head on Daniel's chest. You know, she murmured, you were never a stranger. Daniel kissed her forehead. You were never just a number. And in the quiet of the night, love stayed. And now, dear listener, as sleep slowly finds you, remember this story. Love doesn't always begin with fireworks. Sometimes it begins with a voice, a pause, and someone choosing to stay awake with you. Thank you for spending these nights with Amor Nights. May your dreams be gentle and your nights never lonely. Sleep well.